Let's make the great beginning, doctor. Today we will discuss around 30 questions in biostatistics before we say good night and go to sleep. From tomorrow we will try to resume a little longer session, right? Square root of P1 Q1 by N1 plus P2 Q2 by N2, what is it a measure of? So basically there is something called standard error of difference between two proportions. Standard error of difference between two proportions. So if you take two proportions P1 P2, then P1 Q1 by N1 plus P2 Q2 by N2 will give you the value of standard error of difference between two proportions. Mainly you should know this formula. That's the only thing. Don't go too deep into it because another 15 days left for the exam. We should get a working knowledge. That's the whole idea. The mean BP, the mean value of the blood pressure of a group of people was determined after a interventional trial. And the mean BP was estimated once more in the same population after some time. So you want to know in the same population, pre-test and post-test, you want to compare the mean values of the results in the same population. So what is the best test of significance is a very important question. Come on, punch your answers. Ishan is thinking C. Gagan Kuber is thinking B. Very good. It is a paired t-test. First of all, let us know what is t-test. There are two tests, doctor. T-test एक होता है. Chi-square test is the second one. Once more, you have two types of variables. One type of variable is called discrete variable where yes or no is the answer. Second is called a continuous variable like weight. Weight is 40 kgs, 50 kgs, 60 kgs, quantifiable term. Similarly, age is a quantifiable term. So you have a continuous variable which is a quantifiable term. Discrete variable is not quantifiable. Answer will be either yes or no. For example, are you smoker? Yes or no. Are you pregnant? Yes or no. Then if you take two population and you want to compare the two, if it is discrete variable, what you have to do? In this first population, you should find out how many said yes, how many said no. In the second population also, you should look how many said yes, how many said no. Then you need to compare the proportions. If it is a discrete variable, you can compare the proportions of two populations. There, you will use the chi-square test. Tell me once more. Chi-square test is basically used when the variable is a discrete variable where the answer is yes or no, and you are trying to compare the proportions in case of chi-square test. Proportion of people who said yes in this population versus the proportion of the people who said the yes in the other population. Whereas if it is a continuous variable like weight, so this population weight, everybody's weight you will take and then you calculate a mean value, and another population also you will take the mean value. You will be comparing the means if it is a continuous variable. So when you are comparing the mean value of a continuous variable in two populations, there you will use the t-test. Got it? Now, T-test there are three kinds of T-tests. Single sample T-test, independent sample T-test, paired T-test. What is the difference? Suppose you have only one group, let us say the population in Delhi, right? You want to calculate the mean value of the weight. Weight is a continuous variable. The mean value of the weight of the population in Delhi, you want to compare it with a hypothetical mean. India as a country, there is a mean value, right? Hypothetical mean value is there. You try to compare the two, that is called single sample T-test. Okay? Independent samples. We have two groups, Delhi, Bombay. We have two means, mean value of the weight in the Delhi population versus mean value of the weight in the Bombay population. There is no relationship between these two groups. Bombay hai, Delhi hai. And we want to compare the mean of these two, that is independent sample T-test. One of the examples is, there is one treated group, another is the group which received a placebo. There is no relationship between the two, and you are comparing the mean value between the two. There you also use independent sample T-test. Third type is called paired T-test. That is what the examiner asked in this question. Paired T-test kya hai? Same thing you will take. Before giving drug, what was the mean value? Before giving metformin, what is the mean weight? After giving metformin, there should be some weight loss. So, what is the mean value after giving the drug? But in the same population. That is called paired T-test. Barabar? So, this is what you have to basically remember. A T-test is a basic test limited to two groups. And the basic principle, why you are doing T-test? You are trying to test the null hypothesis. What is null hypothesis? For example, it says that if you take metformin, the weight comes down. So you are using a T-test. Before taking metformin, what is the mean value of the weight in the population? After taking metformin, what is the mean value of the weight in the population? You are comparing in order to test the null hypothesis by comparing the means of the two groups before and after treatment. That become a paired T-test. That's what you should remember. So fundamentally, T-test is used when there are two groups which are compared. If there is a continuous variable which is being compared and you are comparing the mean value of that two comparable continuous variables in that two groups. But if there are many groups, Bombay, Delhi, Agra, Islamabad, Karachi, if you are having multiple groups, then we use another, and you are trying to check for what, comparing what, a weight like continuous variable, let us say. The weight of Islamabad versus Ahmedabad versus Karachi versus mean weight of all the men between 40 to 50 years in Delhi. If you are comparing the mean of a continuous variable with multiple groups, then we use a test called ANOVA. ANOVA also is used for a continuous variable. ANOVA is also used for the mean value. That is a point you need to appreciate. Very good. Gagan Kuber rightly says, ANOVA is similar to T-test. Only thing is, T-test is testing between two groups. ANOVA is testing the mean difference between three or more groups. That is what you need to remember. So for example, you are comparing between Republicans, Democrats, T-test. Republicans, Democrats, Independents, Muslims, BJP, Congressmen, all this, then ANOVA. So how does a T-test work? Fundamentally, what is the T-score, T-value? Observed difference minus expected difference divided by standard error of the difference will give you the T-value. Only know the formula, don't think too much about it, right? So let me tell you, doctor, there are going to be 5 MCQs coming from biostatistics out of 20 MCQs in SPM, sleep promoting medicine. These 5 questions in biostatistics, उसको करेक्ट 5 out of 5 आंसर करने के लिए आपके पास 100 कॉन्सेप्ट्स रहना, टोटली 100 कॉन्सेप्ट्स रहना. I will equip you with those 100 concepts by discussing 300 MCQs in about 10 hours. आप 10 घंटे मुझे मेरे साथ इन्वेस्ट करो कृपया, आपको 100 कॉन्सेप्ट्स मैं पढ़ाऊंगा और 5 out of 5 बायोस्टैटिक्स में मार के आना है. And let me tell you, biostatistics something that if you don't know you can't guess also in exam. अंग्रेजी है वो पूरा, सब कुछ ऑप्शन एक ही दिखता है. So that is the reason, please tell your friends also to join this live class. And after this session is over, we will upload this video into the YouTube, into our onlinembbs.com video library, where you can be able to do the revision.